everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am going to be sharing our weekly food shopping haul. I haven't done one of these videos for so long and I know you really enjoy them because hopefully they give you lots of meal inspiration. All of the meals I'm going to be showing you today I will be cooking over the next couple of weeks, so I'll try and add some of the recipes into my Sunday recipe videos. So if you have any in particular that you would like to see, then please comment down below and I will make sure I make either a dedicated video out of it or I'll put it into kind of like a what I feed my family over a few days recipe video. Lots of you ask me where I get my meal inspiration from when doing a big weekly food shop. So I'm going to link a couple of videos down below in my description box sharing how I meal plan and how I go through all my cupboards and my fridge to try and make my shopping bill as low as possible. I love recipe books. However, I do feel like you can only have so many recipe books in your home because they're quite chunky. So what I also do is I look through the Readly app. I go on to the section, like the foodie section. I love the good food magazines on there and I will flick through the magazines on my phone and then I will select some of the recipes that look delicious and I'll add those into my weekly food shopping haul too. As you can see up here, the Readly app is so easy to use. Here's an example of one of the good food magazines that I'm absolutely loving at the moment. It's all suited for spring, summer cooking. So a lot of the recipes they're sharing are salads and just lighter food in general. Not only is using the Readly app space saving because you don't have to have loads of recipe books in your home, you can also use it offline. All you need to do is download whatever it is that you would like to read. And say you're traveling and you're on an aeroplane, you've got some time to kill, you can just go through all the things that you have downloaded and read them to make your plane journey go faster. I've actually got a link in my description as well that you can use to get 2 months free with Readly. So you can give it a go to see if it might help you with meal inspiration. But also, obviously, they have so many other books and magazines on there as well. I also really love their Fresh and Fabulous magazines because I am obsessed with interior design. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera around and show you everything that I have got in my weekly food shop. I've separated it into breakfast stuff, lunch stuff, miscellaneous items, which is like toilet paper, but also ingredients that will suit a number of the recipes I'm going to show you. And then I've also broken down the 7 different evening meals into little bundles to show you all the ingredients I'll use for each recipe. So with all that said, let's turn the camera around and get into this video. Right, so let me first of all start with my miscellaneous pile because I want to show you these things so you know that they can take me through to other meals too. I've got loads of toilet roll. This was on offer, 24 rolls. So this did bump up my food shop as well as did this. So this is triple sec. To be honest with you, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger than this when I ordered it, but that together came up to like £20. So that really did bump my shop up. So it was a £145 shop, so it would have been 125 without just those 2 items. I needed to get some new flash spray for our worktop. I've been using Method and I feel like it's leaving our worktops quite streaky, so I wanted to try something else. Then what I've got, because I love to have them in the freezer, are some oven chips, Chris's favourite. I needed some more salt granules. I've got 2 lots of butter. I've got some vegetable stock. And then I've also got these cauliflower hash browns as well for the freezer. And they are something that the kids and Chris love to have for their breakfast or just like on the sides of dinners and stuff like that. So yeah, this is my miscellaneous pile and this can be used as and when. So this is the breakfast section. So sometimes the breakfast section does merge into the lunch section if I decide to have a brunch or something like that. So I'll explain when I get to the lunch section next. So what I've got here is some tiger loaf. This is the boys' favourite bread ever. I did order some sourdough as well, but they didn't have it, so it wasn't in the shop. I've got some frozen fruit here because the kids love making smoothies for their breakfast. We also have some protein, which is, let me show it to you actually. It's this, the Will Powders proteins. This is suitable for the whole family. So what the kids sometimes have as their breakfast is just a protein shake. So they'll use protein powder, they will put in some frozen berries, they'll add in some milk or some yogurt, and also a banana as well, which I'll come to in a minute. That's in my lunch section, but this is what I mean, how things sort of cross over. So that's a great thing for them to have. They also love having granola with Greek yogurt or ready bread with some milk, and then obviously eggs on toast, poached eggs, scrambled eggs, fried eggs, whatever you fancy, they'll often have that. So this is our breakfast section, but I'll go to the lunch section now and you'll see how the crossover happens. Before I move on to the lunch, should I even say anything about the bacon? Obviously, this can be breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you fancy. You can make it into a carbonara by slicing it up, whatever you like, but I always just like to get some bacon each week because it is just so versatile. For lunch, there is quite a lot here because I like to have lots of options. The kids at the weekend obviously will be here for breakfast, lunch and dinners, so I buy a lot and then I can like keep some of these in the freezer if I need to and just get them out when I need them. Okay, let me hold this one. So I've got some grapes, I'll just put this to one side. Then I've got rolls and wraps, and then also the bread from the breakfast section, and they can make like cheese and ham toasties or just cheese and ham rolls. I've also got some soft cheese in case they want to do ham and soft cheese wraps. That's what Jamie loves. I've got some olives, some beef tomatoes and cottage cheese. I've got 2 lots of this cottage cheese here because I love to have this combination together on a plate with some of my homemade chili oil on top. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. I often just have it by itself. I just slice up a tomato, olives on the side, cottage cheese, avocado sometimes, but I actually forgot to order that. Then I've also got different lettuce bags here, rocket and baby leaf salad. That can also go with my tomato, olives and cottage cheese mix. I've got loads of fruits. I've got apples, I've got bananas, pears, and then like I showed you a minute ago, I've got the grapes, and then also I've got some pasta and some pesto with some cheese like that. So this can be a great, well, this could actually be a lunch or a dinner. This can just go into my cupboard, and if I have suddenly loads of kids come over one day, then I would just whip this up really quickly. Right, the first recipe I want to show you is actually one that I found on Readly. So this is going to be crispy gnocchi with cavolo nero pesto, asparagus and peas. It actually says for me to make my own gnocchi, but I'm not going to. I just bought it because I'm cheating. So I've got 2 packs of gnocchi. I've got the cavolo nero peas. I bought a massive bag because you'll see in a few recipes down that I'm going to be using them again. I've got some more of the parmesan. I've got some asparagus tips, and I've also got a lemon. So this is going to make a delicious, delicious recipe. I am going to include this in my next video where I'll share like 3 or 4 family meals that are great for your family. I love making my own pesto because I feel like you can get in loads of veggies without the kids noticing. I also sometimes put like an avocado in there, but I'm just following the recipe. I mean, how easy is this? You've hardly got any ingredients, especially if you buy your gnocchi already pre-made. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be delicious and I cannot wait to make it. Right, so while we're on the Readly recipes, I thought I would just quickly show you the other one I've added into this week's meal planning. So this is going to be wild garlic chicken and leek pie. So I tried to get boneless chicken thighs, but I couldn't find any. They only had the frozen ones, which is fine because it means that I can keep this in the freezer and I can just pull it out whenever I need to, let them defrost. So I've got some creme fraiche. I've got my chicken thighs at creme fraiche. Puff pastry, this tells you to make your own. Again, I'm cheating. 1 leek, and then I've never tried this before. This is, well, this is actually the wild garlic in here, but it is combined with kale, petit pois, and tender stem broccoli too. But I couldn't find any other wild garlic to use. So I'm just gonna put this whole thing into the chicken and leek pie, and I think it's gonna be so, so good. I also am going to need a stock cube for this as well, but I did show you the stock in the miscellaneous pile. And then I'll also need some butter in here as well, and an egg for like brushing on top of here, but I sometimes use milk instead. But I will also add this recipe into my family foods because I think you're gonna love this. I know I make a chicken and leek pie with mustard, and so many of you have tried it and you really, really enjoy it. What this is going to make is tuna fish cakes. So I've got some tuna, I have got potatoes, sugar snap peas, which I already had, and then I've got some mixed herbs here. This is what was in the cupboards already. Some salt, and then we have HelloFresh quite often as well. So I don't sometimes use all of the little sachets for each meal. So I've got chili flakes left over, and I've also got a cracked black pepper left over too. So I'm gonna use all of these in this meal. These are so quick and easy to make, and the great thing about these fish cakes is you can actually bulk make them, pop them in your freezer, and then you can just pull them out whenever you need them. You can also swap out the tuna if you'd prefer to have this with salmon, or you can have it with prawns. But for me, tuna is quite a cheap thing to buy, so this makes this meal really affordable. So next up we've got a 10-minute meal, and I'm sure you guys have all seen this before. This is the kind of mussel linguine spaghetti dish that I like to make. So these are the mussels that come in a sauce. This is a garlic butter sauce. You can get different kind of sauces as well, so you can kind of get one to suit what you fancy. So I've got 2 packs of those. I've got some spaghetti, a lemon, and I've also got some soft cheese here. This is actually what I showed you in the breakfast department. So what I like to do with this is also add a little squeeze of sriracha in here. So I just cook up the pasta, and then I just steam these as well at the same time, add a bit of lemon juice in there, and then once these are all steamed and cooked through, I'll get some of my soft cheese and add it to my sauce just to make it a little bit creamier. Then once my spaghetti is cooked, I'll just pop it into the same dish as my mussels, mix everything together and serve up. It is so good. I also actually have some garlic bread in the freezer that I will cook alongside this as well. But it's one of Jamie's favorite because he's a massive mussel fan. Rory likes it, but he would maybe have like 3 or 4 mussels, whereas Jamie's plate is just completely full of them. So one of these packs serves 2 people. So if you feel like, because you've got kids, 1 pack's enough, then you do get loads in here, so you could do that, but we're just greedy. This meal, pretty self-explanatory. This is Jamie's choice: sausage, mash and peas. And then I've already got some gravy in the cupboard that I'm going to use, and I also have a red onion in the cupboard as well that I'll just slice up finely to make a really nice onion gravy. But pretty self-explanatory for this one, but it is honestly Jamie's request every single week. Okay, so another meal that I'm sure you guys have seen me cook in the past is my dumpling soup. So what I've got here, some chicken gyozas. I already had these baby pak choy, and then I had 1 bigger pak choy left over as well. So that's what made me actually decide to do this meal. So I've also got some chopped ginger, and they come in strips like this. Those are delicious in here. Then I've got some rice noodles, some lemongrass, and I've also got Thai red curry paste, and then I'll want to use 1 vegetable stock cube in here as well. So I'll literally just fry off a bit of my curry paste, add in some lemongrass and 1 stock cube. Then I will add in like a good kind of 1,000 mils, well, 1 litre of water to this because there's 4 of us. Once that's all been simmering for a little bit to let those flavors infuse, I'll add in my chicken gyozas, then I'll add in my rice noodles, and finally my finely chopped pak choy. Forgot to say I'd also put this in at the start when I put my Thai red curry paste in too. Makes a really, really delicious soup. Really satisfying, but it's a great meal to just quickly whip up. Again, another 10-minute meal. And finally, we have got this salmon meal. So I've got a side of salmon, I've got broccoli, I've got some basmati rice as well, and then these are items I already had that I'm going to use to make a sauce. So I've got toasted sesame seed oil, I've got soy sauce, and I've got some ground ginger. So what I'll do is I'll just combine all of these 3 ingredients together to make a kind of marinade, and I'll pour that on top of my side of salmon. Actually, I've got some lime as well. I'll put some lime juice on here as well. Then I'll be cooking up my rice on the side, pop that into the oven. I then like to put it flesh side down and remove the skin, and then I just cook the skin separately so it goes really nice and crispy. Crispy salmon skin is one of my favorites. Then when there's about 5 minutes to go in the cooking time, I'll just boil up my broccoli, or you can put it into roast with your salmon as well. And that's a really, really healthy, easy, light meal for you to have, and the kids absolutely love it. So that is all the food that I have bought for my family this week. Like I said, that shop was £145, but I did buy a massive toilet roll and the triple sec, so that did boost the shop up a little bit too. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to know if you did, and if you'd like to see more like this. Don't forget to subscribe and stick around to see the recipes that I shared in this video come to life. And also don't forget about the 2 months free you can get using the link below for Readly. I love it. It's a great thing to use for so many different aspects of your life. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.